I hate the way this hair be looking sometimes. Like, I don't know how to style this shit. Oh, wait, what am I? Yeah, it's supposed to be styled like this. Okay. I was confused. Alright, there we go. Y'all, I'm coming on here because honestly, I don't even fucking know. I'm just coming on here to rant. And I think I'm gonna like postpone my YouTube videos for like maybe like a week. Um, I'm at the point where I'm just mentally and emotionally drained from this entire situation. Like, it's so exhausting, y'all. Like, every week, I don't even want to say every day because like that's an exaggeration, but at this point, like every fucking week, every week is something new. Every week is something new. Like, I'm just so emotionally drained. Like, what day is it? I don't even fucking know, because the way I'm being treated constantly, it doesn't feel like my birthday's around the corner. I'm being treated like my birthday's fucking months away. Like, my birthday is in 3 days. Oh my God. Yeah, I took a nap. My birthday's in 3 days, and I've just been dealing with 3 fucking days of hell. I have realized that I'm living with the enemy at this point. I'm living with the enemy in real time. And I'm just gonna have to start making moves a lot sooner than I thought I would. You know? At this point, I wouldn't even be opposed to being homeless. Like, I'm genuinely thinking about possibly being homeless. You know? Which obviously, like, that's not something that I want to do, but for the sake of my mental health, I'm thinking about being homeless because I'm constantly targeted over dumb shit. Let me explain to y'all the situation, right? And even people that are not watching this live in real time, y'all could comment down below and tell me your thoughts. I just got done completing a 8-hour shift. Yes, your girl is working now, and I have a really good full-time job. Like, out of all the things that was listed on like Indeed and shit like that, I got one of the good jobs, right? And so I got this really good part-time job. I'm sorry, this bang is like distracting me. Please just be perfect. All right. I got this really good part-time job, and I work 8-hour shifts, right? It's full time meaning the only days that I'm not working are those 2 days of the week. And so y'all remember back in school when it's like you went to school every day of the week and you only had like the days off the week. Like, yeah, so I only get one full night of sleep, like one full night where it's like, okay, I don't have to get ready for work tomorrow, you know what I mean? And that's Saturday. So I just completed an 8-hour shift. My mom come pick me up, whatnot, right? My mom comes pick me up, and I say hi, whatever. But mind you, I'm a little bit drained. I don't have an attitude, but I'm just drained. I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm just like, hi. Cool, right? I get in a car, couple minutes, like 2 minutes pass. My mom immediately starts telling me, oh yeah, you know, because I notice her energy is off. Like, she just seems like she has an attitude, or she seems agitated. So I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, not what's going on, but I'm like, why do you have an attitude? Like, it kind of seemed like you got a little toot. And she's like, oh, you know, I tried to take a nap. You know, we've been sitting here for a while, aka waiting for me for a while. And, you know, your little brother, I'm not going to say his name, but your little brother, you know, he was talking my ear off. That is what she tells me immediately, right? So, okay, cool. After that, few minutes pass, and I'm like, damn, he is talking a lot. Mind you, I just got out of work, and I have a headache. You know, the kind of work that I do, I have to listen to people talk all the time. I'm not going to say too much, but I got to listen to people talk all the time. So, I have a little bit of a headache at this point. So, I kindly tell my brother, and I'm not being, like, super, like, baby sweet, but I just say flat out, like, yo, so and so, right? My little brother. I'm like, yo, bro, little bro. You know, I have a headache. I just came from work. Can you please tone it down for me? You know, because I got a headache. It's not like I'm just telling him to be quiet just because. I'm telling him to tone it down for me because I just got out of work. Now, mind you, we suspect that my little brother has ADHD because he's always like kind of hyper sometimes. So I took that into account too. I'm like, that's just how he is. But I was just like, yo, like, can you tone it down for me? Like, I got a little headache. Whatever, right? Few minutes pass. He tells me about his day. He asked me how my day was. He tells me that he cried at school. I consoled him. I was like, it's okay. You're still learning. Da 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 da. Whatever, right? Few minutes pass, and he's still like, my little brother is I don't even like saying this word, but he's a yapper. Like, he's like, oh, look at the car, look at the cows, look at the sky, look at this, oh my gosh, I have school tomorrow, oh my gosh, look at that. Like, he's not taking no deep breaths, he's not taking a minute to pause, nothing. It's like one big run-on sentence. So I don't even ask him again. I remember this, y'all. I only asked him to quiet down for me once. He didn't quiet down. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He's a kid, and we suspect he has ADHD. I'm not gonna force him to be quiet, just because I have a headache. I'm like, you know what? Cool. I take my AirPods and I say out loud. I say, yo, Henry. I almost said his real name. I said, yo, little bro, you gonna make me put my headphones on. Like, you about to make me, I'm like, yo, I'm about to put my headphones on because, I told you to quiet down and like, you're still kind of going on. So I'm just gonna put my headphones on, right? Now, could that have come off a little snarky, whatever the case may be? Yes. But if my little brother felt the way about that, he would tell me, I would apologize, right? It's not that big of a deal. So as soon as I say that, right, headphones aren't even fully in my ear yet. I'm still putting them on. My mother tells me, oh, that was mean. Or like, you got to watch what you say. That was mean. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you probably hurt his feelings. Mind you, if my little brother has something to say, he would let me know. He could speak up for himself. He's 7. He's at the age where he can speak up for himself. He could fully read. He could even text on Roblox. You know what I mean? He can tell me if he felt the way. And I will apologize. I'm not opposed to apologizing. So she's like, yeah, that was mean. And I'm like, what was mean about what I did? She's like, you got to watch what you say. I didn't say it with an attitude. I wasn't rolling my eyes. I wasn't pissed off. I just simply stated that I was going to be putting my headphones on because it's a lot of background noise and I need to tune out the noise. That's literally what I said. I'm trying to tune out the noise because I got a headache. So cool, we're arguing about this, and she's steady trying to convince me that I did something wrong by telling my little brother, like, I'm gonna be putting my headphones on after I asked him to quiet down once, right? She drives me to my stepdad's job. Stepdad immediately is taking her side, talking about some, oh, why are you putting your headphones on? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Not even knowing my mom had an attitude before I came in the car. My mom is one of those people where she's feeling away, she's gonna take that out on everybody. And he knows this because he's experienced this shit himself firsthand. He didn't stop to think or ask none of that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of being painted like I'm some evil villain for doing simple shit, and she's been doing this shit, talking about some, oh, when it comes to the kids, I'ma always defend them. I'ma defend the kids against certain things that you say. What are you talking about? Those are my little brother and sister. We're not always gonna agree with each other. We're not always gonna be kissing each other ass. Sometimes we are going to argue. You know what I mean? My little brother and sister are not innocent. They be telling me they don't like me sometimes. They be telling me, oh, like, we don't want to be a friend. Oh, you're mean. And then guess what? 2 minutes later, they come running back to me. Oh, we love you. Let's play Roblox. They don't hold on to grudges. None of that. So I already knew my mom was just projecting. She was projecting how she felt onto my little brother by saying that he felt some type of way. No, he didn't. He could have felt the way for like 2 seconds. After those 2 seconds, he's going to get over it because I know my little brother. That's how he is. But she's been doing this shit all week, acting like I'm some villain, talking about some, every time me and my little brother and sister have a disagreement, she hops in and defends and tells me, oh, you can't do this. You can't say this. Those are my siblings. We're not always going to agree. And why is it every time we disagree, you're hopping on me? Yeah, they're 5 and 6. I'm not cursing them out. I'm not treating them like they're my age. Obviously, I'm keeping in the back of my head that they're 5 and 6. Half the time when we have disagreements, I'm very dismissive. Like, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like they're 5 and 6. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? They don't really have the capacity to understand certain things. They're very smart, but they don't know how to handle their emotions sometimes. So it's like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna always defend the kids. Like, what are you talking about? You don't need to hop in every single disagreement we have. We're siblings. We're not always going to agree with each other. Why do you feel the need to constantly jump in and defend them? And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. This is the whole entire reason why I left for Florida in the first place. Hey, this is the reason, this is the whole reason why I left for Florida in the first place. Because being here, I'm always the villain. I'm always some evil, wicked bitch of the West. My birthday's in 3 days. And they expect me, let me tell y'all something. Does it sound like somebody give a fuck about you if they are sitting there and they can't even empathize with you? My mom wanted me to prioritize my brother's 2 minute, 3 minute attitude because I told him to quiet down because of my headache I got from my 8-hour shift. She wanted me to prioritize his temporary feelings over my headache that I got from an 8-hour shift. That is what she wanted me to do. She need to realize those are her kids. That's not my kid. You know what I mean? I love my little brother, but that's not my kid. I don't have to sacrifice the way I feel all the time. You know what I mean? I didn't curse him out, didn't attack him, didn't roll my eyes. I didn't even have an attitude. I just said it real simple and plainly. Like, I'm just going to put my headphones on because, you know what I mean? You talking in 5 seconds a minute. Mind you, she said something even worse. She said that my little brother was talking her ear off. So talking her ear off versus I'm just going to put my headphones on because, you know, I told you to stop and, you know, you're still like, you know what I mean? You're talking a lot for me. So I'm just going to put my headphones on. That's exactly what I said. Which one sound worse? I can't even take a nap because you're talking my ear off, or I'm just going to put my headphones on because, you know, you're talking a lot. Which one sound worse? Like, you're being a hypocrite. Talking about, oh, I'm gonna always defend them when it comes to y'all having disagreements. What are you talking about? I've never once cursed at my little siblings, none of that. What are you talking about? This is exactly why I left for Florida. And so, whatever, right? Instead of me enjoying the rest of my day, because y'all know I work a full-time job now. Instead of me enjoying the rest of my day, just relaxing and chilling, I spent the entire day, mind you, we're still in training. You know, I have to retain a lot of information. So resting for me is very important. Instead of me resting, I spent the entire day damn near trying to convince motherfuckers I didn't do nothing wrong, because people are so hellbent. And that's what I told them. I said, y'all clearly see me in a certain light, aka they think I'm some rude, disrespectful teenager. Y'all see me in a certain light, so everything I do is going to be seen in that light. When people already have a preconceived notion of you, there's nothing you could do to change their mind. And that's exactly what I said. I said, I'm not going to go out my way to convince y'all that I'm not a disrespectful person. If you think I'm disrespectful, then that's your perception of me. And I can't do nothing to change that. Only you can decide whether or not you want to not view me in that light. Exactly. Like, I'm always the villain. I'm always the villain. Telling my little brother to quiet down. No attitude, y'all. I wasn't even like this. Let me show y'all my energy. I wasn't like this. 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 I was like this. Because I'm drained. I came from work drained, right? So whatever. That was like a day, like 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago. Yesterday, I mean, and I spent the entire day, like, y'all, I could show y'all paragraphs. Spent the entire day trying to explain to them why I did nothing wrong. And one thing I'm going to always do, I'm going to always have my back. Nobody has ever defended me in my life. I've always had to defend myself against multiple groups of people. I spent the entire day defending myself. You think my stepdad really sat there and came from an unbiased point of view? No, he didn't. He didn't come from an unbiased point of view. He literally assumed I did something wrong without even being there. So I spent the entire day defending myself. He apologized to me like early on within the day. He was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was going on. I didn't realize the situation. Yeah, you didn't ask my mom if she already had a fucking attitude before I even got in the fucking car. You didn't ask her that. You know what I mean? So next day comes, right? My mom gives me an apology. She's like, you know, I don't want you to spend the whole day, you know, because she's bringing me to work at this point, right? Rightfully so. She's bringing me to work. She's like, I don't want you to spend the whole day with an attitude. You know, you shouldn't have to go to work with an attitude. Oh, now all of a sudden you care about me and my day being ruined, my week being ruined. My birthday's on Sunday. Now all of a sudden you care, right? So she apologizes to me literally right before I'm going to work. You think that apology means something to me? You just argued with me for no reason. This whole situation could have been avoided on my day, on the rest of my day off from work. You chose to bring it up as soon as I got out of work. And now, you like, does that sound like somebody who care? I don't believe in words. I believe in actions. And what y'all are proving to me is that y'all don't give a fuck, right? So boom, she apologizes to me. I don't accept it. I don't, but I move on. I don't hold grudges. I move on. Just because I told y'all before, I don't believe in apologies. That apology could simply just be for you. I believe that people apologize so they can forgive themselves, right? So moving on, I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, like, you know, I was shaking my head. I was like, okay, you know, and I told her, you know, thank you for driving me. Have a good day. That was yesterday, right? Boom, she picked me up. And my energy is still the same. You know, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it because y'all just spent the whole day arguing with me about some bullshit. Mind you, I'm not saying she's lying. My little brother could have genuinely felt the way when I told him to quiet down. But my little brother doesn't hold on to grudges. He's the type of person where, okay, I don't like you. 3 minutes later, can I play Roblox with you? I love you, Soraya. Just like that. I go to therapy. Siblings will not always get along. It's not the end of the world. My husband goes through it a lot with his younger sibling. They have an 11-year age gap. That's what I'm saying. And they keep bringing up that they're 5 and 7 years old. So what? Just because I'm about to be 20, I'm 19, and they're 5 and 7. That doesn't mean anything. Now, guarantee, I'm not sitting here cursing them out, treating them like they're my age. Definitely not. But we're not always gonna agree with each other. Why do you constantly feel the need to butt in? You know what I mean? So moving on, right? Yesterday. My energy, I'm withdrawn from her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not giving her an attitude. Again, I'm thanking her for the rides, but I'm not giving her an attitude. I'm withholding my energy because y'all just sat there and patronized me. Y'all tried to gaslight me, and y'all also chastised me for the entire day because I told my little brother to quiet down because I have a headache from an 8-hour shift. My full-time job I go to every day of the week, right? So this is the kicker. Like I said again, haven't been giving my mom an attitude, haven't been doing nothing. I've just been holding my distance. I still talk to her, haven't been ignoring her, nothing like that. She's not getting the silent treatment. I'm just withholding my energy because I went through a fucking lot the entire day. Imagine you just got off work and you arguing with your mother about some bullshit. Parents need to come in with open mind for every single child they have. And you know what? That's just what it is being the oldest child. My mom, in her family, she's the youngest, right? She's the youngest child in her family. So she don't understand. She don't understand. She's only viewing from the youngest children perspective. She don't understand what it's like to be the oldest child. She don't understand. Every time we have a disagreement, it's automatically my fault with me and my younger siblings. Mind you, our disagreements are not that serious. They're 5 and 7. Like, there's not much we can argue about. You know what I mean? Right, nothing's wrong, but since he's the oldest and working, he's made as the bad. Exactly. And we're always responsible for everybody's feelings. I'm carrying the emotional weight of everybody's feelings. You're not cursing him out, treating him exactly. 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 At this point, I'm living with the enemy, right? So cool. I kept my distance because that's how I process my emotions, right? I just got attacked. Y'all both at the same time. One don't even know what the fuck going on. And not coming from an unbiased point of view, right? Obviously, I feel some type of way. She gave me an apology. He gave me an apology first. Then she gave me an apology the next following day. Okay, cool, whatever, right? So today, I wake up, get my stuff together. You know what I mean? Do what I gotta do. And, you know, she's like, you know, she's trying to be like buddy with me, but it's like, girl, you just sat there. Like, I can't get over that shit. Something that could have been so easily avoided. You patronized me about it the entire day. So whatever, you know, she makes me tea, you know, because I was running just a tad bit late. You know what I mean? I still would have been early, but I was running a tad bit late. She makes me tea. I say, thank you for making me tea. And she asked me, like, what do you want to do to celebrate your birthday? Y'all, that whole story I just told y'all, does it sound like they give a fuck about my birthday? Do those sound like people that really care and love me? When I say they don't care about me, I'm not necessarily talking about physically, financially. I'm talking about emotionally. It feels like there is no care, right? So she asked me what I want to do for my birthday, and I simply said, y'all don't have to celebrate my birthday. Like, it's fine. Y'all don't have to do nothing. You know what I mean? I simply said that. Y'all don't have to celebrate my birthday. Y'all don't have to pretend to care. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say all that, but I just simply said, y'all don't have to celebrate my birthday. She was like, are you sure there's nothing you want to do? I was like, no. So my mom then, she, continues getting my little brother and sister ready for school. She goes to their room and she starts crying. When she cries, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I did not give a fuck. Like, my of course my stepdad came to console her, right? Because everybody consoles everybody else in the family when they're crying. When I cry, nobody comes to console me. And I'm a prove my point later on, right? Mind you, this is all happening at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I have to go to work at 8:30. It's like 8 on a dot. She's crying like, oh, I don't understand. All I hear is, I don't understand. How could you treat somebody this way? My mother died. My father died. My mom chooses to live in her trauma. She's that person that never got over shit that happened to her years ago. She chooses to live in her trauma. She's like, I just don't understand. How could you do that to somebody? You know what I mean? I'm trying my best. How am I treating you? How am I treating you? You know what I mean? You expect me to have empathy for you after y'all just sat there and patronized me on my day off? Nobody gave a fuck? Nobody said, oh, you know what? Let's not talk about this right now. She's on her day off. Let's bring this up, maybe on a week when her birthday's not coming up. She's like, I just don't understand how you could treat somebody that way. And she's sobbing, whatever. My stepdad's consoling her. I could give less of a fuck. Nobody care about me when I'm crying, right? Nobody give a fuck about me when I'm crying, right? So moving on. Don't tell me to calm down. So moving on, right? She comes to me and she's like, yo, like, I forgot what bullshit she says, but she's being very confrontational. She's like, oh, how could you treat somebody like this? I apologize to you 4 times. I apologize to you 4 times, like, and you still not over it. Da 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 da. When you apologize to somebody, you apologize with the notion that whether or not that person accepts it, it is what it is. It's their decision. You don't apologize just so they can accept it and you can move on. She was like, I apologize to you 4 times. I apologize to you 4 times and you still not over it. I just got off of work. I'm already mentally exhausted. I have a headache, hence the headache, right? I had 2 days ago. Y'all spent that entire day patronizing me over some bullshit. Come to find out, my mom admitted that she already had an attitude before my little brother, before I came in the car. She already had an attitude. So she admitted that it was not more so about my little brother. She just simply didn't like the fact that I told my little brother to quiet down. That's what it was. It wasn't about no real shit. It wasn't about me being evil. It wasn't about me giving my little brother a attitude for no reason. It wasn't about none of that shit. My husband and I are examples of it. I believe you 1,000%. Exactly. So she comes to my face. 7, it's 8 on the dot. I gotta go to work by 8:30. We live like 15 minutes away from my job. So we're inching up on time, right? And she decides to bring up, oh, yeah, I don't like the way you treat me. It's not fair. Da 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 da. I said, how am I treating you? I'm keeping my distance. I'm not treating you no kind of way, as a matter of fact. I'm keeping my distance because I'm still processing what I just went through. Might I add, y'all, I just moved from Florida to here on short notice because I got attacked by my aunt and a dog that they own at the same time, leaving me with multiple open wounds, and I had to go to the hospital. I've already been through enough. So, yeah. When y'all did that shit to me for no reason, knowing I'm just trying to make a living for myself so I can get my shit together, obviously it's gonna hit different because of everything that I went through. So she come to me and she's like arguing with me, talking about some, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all. Nothing ain't even fucking happened yet. All I said was y'all ain't have to celebrate my birthday, because why would I even think y'all care about my fucking birthday after y'all just sat there and did that shit to me for no reason? So she's like, oh, you know, it's borderline disrespect. It's disrespect. Disrespect is keeping my distance so I can process my emotions because I've been through a fucking enough. That's disrespect. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Like, there's no empathy at all for me. You want me to push my feelings aside so I can make you feel better. And it's not fucking happening. Of course, my stepdad, he starts getting involved in the conversation. He's like, oh, da 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 da. So I start saying, yo, y'all don't really care about me. Yes, I said y'all. Both of them. Y'all don't really care about me. Y'all don't give a fuck about me. And obviously, at this point, you know, my stepdad is supposed to take me to work, right? So all I said was, y'all don't care about me. Y'all don't give a fuck about me. At this point, my voice is starting to elevate because at this point, hold on, bitch. So at this point, I'm just saying, yeah, like, it's clear y'all don't care about me. Like, why would I want y'all to celebrate my birthday and this is how y'all are treating me, right? He starts getting involved in the conversation. So I'm like, yo, y'all don't care about me, right? As soon as I said that, he's like, oh, okay, cool. I don't care about you. Cool. Find an Uber to go to work, since that I don't feel like driving you then. You know, find an Uber. And my mom is bringing up, yeah, you know, we taking you to work and this is how you're treating us. Like, I just feel like they could be, that's what you're supposed to do as a parent. As a parent, that is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to drive your kid to work. Like, that's not a privilege. Y'all shouldn't really giving me a car when I turned 18 to help a sister out. But I'm not asking y'all for that. I'm just asking for a ride, y'all. I don't even have my own bed. Where I'm sitting right now, the couch is my bed. I don't ask for a bed. I don't ask for my own room. I'm sleeping on the living room couch every day. So, yeah, a ride to work so I can make money and get the fuck up out of here is the bare minimum. Yes. Yes. So he's like, yeah, well, you know, since you want to involve me in an argument and and since I don't care, cool, I don't feel like driving you to work. What? Mind you, he's not even part of the discuss. Like, you're not the focal point of the argument. It was really between me and my mom. You chose to involve yourself in. So yes, I'm gonna say, yeah, at this point, like, both y'all don't really give a fuck about me. And you're proving my point by saying, oh, like, you would think once I said that, he would have tried to reassure me or something like that. He said, oh, okay, cool, I'm not driving you to work. That's further proving my point. Like, you're not really helping my case. Like, you're not helping your case here, right? So my mom goes on and on and on and on. I don't even know what the fuck she was talking about because I emotionally just disengaged, like, at that point, right? Because they're both attacking me. She starts saying things, and so I start saying, like, yeah, you know, honestly, you stopped being my mother a long time ago. Like, you stopped being my mother back in 2016. She's like, no, I stopped being your mother when you went to Florida. Yeah, y'all, when I left my mother to go to Florida, this is the shit that's happening right now. The shit that's happening right now is the reason why I left to go to Florida. I want y'all to know that. Like, this is the reason why I didn't just leave just because I couldn't go to college anymore. This is the reason why. So when I left to go to Florida, do you think my mom called me to ask how she could support me? She didn't send me no money. She sent me happy birthday. She didn't send me no money. She didn't send none of that. I literally left to go to Florida because at one point my mother told me, oh, we can't be in the same house together. Like, you're going to have to find somewhere to go. Just like that. Just like that. So I started telling her, yeah, like, you stopped being my mom a long time ago. Like, 2016, you stopped being my mother. She was like, no, I stopped being your mom when you left to go to Florida. Like, why are you admitting this? Right? So she gets ready to bring my little sister to school. And as she's walking out the door, she's like, you know, it sucks that you don't like your life. She's like, you're not happy with where you are in life, you know, and that sucks. But I'm happy with where I am in life. Mind you, me and my mom have been through the mud together. Like, she put me through a fucking lot. Typical of firstborn child, right? She put me through a lot. We was homeless together, witnessed my grandfather's death together, witnessed my father's abuse physically together. We were homeless twice together. Witnessed the fallout between her and her sister, my aunt, together. We've been through a lot. So for you to turn around and be like, oh, well, you just because you're not happy with your life, and it's no like, that's not a revolutionary thing. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't clock no T. Y'all know I'm not happy with my life. I talk about it all the time because I have big goals for myself. You know what I mean? And I'm a high achiever. I want to be doing many things right now. I want to have my own business. I want to have my own car, my own place. Yeah, I'm not happy with my life. I tell y'all that every day. She not clocking no fucking T. And part of the reason why I'm not happy with my life, bitch, that's on you. You didn't do what you needed to do as a parent. My father didn't do what he needed to do as a parent to help me elevate. So yeah, I'm not happy with my fucking life. She's like, well, yeah, you know, just because you're not happy with your life, that has nothing to do with me, baby. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with where I'm at in life. I made peace with myself and I'm happy with where I'm at in life. What type of bullshit? Like, why would you kick somebody when they're already down? My birthday is 3 days away and you're taking this opportunity. You just wasted my fucking time because this time we were arguing, I could have been at work making money to make my life better, right? So I don't have to hate my life. You just wasted my fucking time with this bullshit. You did all of this shit just to tell me in the end, well, you're not happy with your life and that has nothing to do with me, but I'm happy with my life. What type of bullshit, bitch? Like, seriously. And of course, my stepdad is watching all of this go down. But as soon as I try to get a word in and say how I feel like my mom stopped caring about me in 2016, you can't say that, because if we didn't care about you, you wouldn't be here. I hate that bullshit ass, oh, if I didn't care about you, then I wouldn't be doing this. That doesn't prove nothing. Like, sometimes people be doing shit just to say they did it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I told her, I'm like, yeah, you don't care about me for real. Like, of course, you don't care about me for real. You want to say, you want to act like you do, but you don't. And she was like, yep. And she walked out the door just like that. You would think, and of course, right? Of course, when she leaves, I'm going to read y'all comments in a little bit. But of course, when she leaves, my stepdad, of course, that's when he decides to listen, right? And so I tell him, I'm like, you, and before she leaves throughout the door, because, you know, they've been Christian this, Christian that, trying to invite me to church every fucking Sunday, right? These are Christians. I said, if you really Christian, you gonna have to answer for this. You gonna have to answer for this. God's gonna make you answer for this, because there was no reason for you to treat your oldest daughter like shit. The daughter that's been through everything with you. You gonna have to answer for this when you go to church. I hope you pray about this, right? And so he's like, that's when he decides to, mind you, I'm saying this to my mother. That's when he decides to jump in, right? So does it seem like I'm involving him in the argument, or is he involving himself? Y'all let me know. So he's like, oh, well, you gonna have to answer for this too. What? What are you talking about? I'm gonna answer for shit. I didn't ask to have these parents. If it was up to me, I would have had a completely different life. So she leaves, right? And he finally starts to listen to me. And he's like, I told you yesterday, like, I didn't understand what was going on, like, when we had the original argument, like, and he jumped in immediately defending my mom. He was like, I told you I didn't know the situation. You know, I gave you an apology. Why y'all keep bringing up these fuck-ass apologies? If you apologize, that's it. You don't apologize with the intent of having your apology accepted. You just apologize to do it because, you know, you fucked up and you moved on. It's not, oh, I apologize, so forgive me and let's move on. Mind you, I'm not constantly bringing it up to them. I'm just keeping my space. I'm going to read the comments. He's childish. Like, he had nothing to do with the argument. I didn't even say anything about him specifically. All I said was a general claim. Y'all don't really care about me. Y'all don't give a fuck about me. And so that makes you angry enough to tell me, oh, I'm not driving you to work. Mind you, it's on such short notice. I'm supposed to be at work by 8:30. You're telling me this at 8:15. He's like, go find an Uber then. So I start breaking down crying because I don't have money for Uber or a car. I have cash. I don't have money for Uber. That's why I'm going to work. That's the whole point. Is so I can get my own car. If y'all want me out of y'all hair, you would think, oh, okay, like, just go to work. And so he offers, so after I tell him that, right, he's like, oh, you know what, and then I can just drive you to work again. I can just drive you to work then. Mad Models home, like, I'm just drive you to work then. I said, no. He said, why? I said, because I don't have nobody to pick me up, right? Because usually if he drops me off, my mom picks me up because he's usually at work. I don't have no, I know for a fact, based off of everything that happened, my mom's not going to pick me up because she's a petty. I'm not going to finish that sentence, but she's petty. I don't have money to get an Uber to drive me back. So I had to tell my boss, which is not something you want to do when you just started a job. I had to basically email my boss and tell him, hey, I couldn't find a ride, you know, which sounds like I'm fucking lying probably. This shit is just emotionally draining, you know? I'm glad that my mother enjoys her new life. I'm glad she enjoys her new form of living. But when we was back in the trenches before my younger brother and sister came, before she even met my stepdad, we was in the fucking trenches. Don't ever forget that, hoe. I was the one. It wasn't my little brother and sister. It wasn't my stepdad that was there with you. It was me when I was 7 years old in the trenches with you. Didn't know what we was gonna eat the next day. Didn't know if whatever was gonna. Didn't know if we had a place to stay, sleep, none of like that. I was in the trenches. Do I get any acknowledgement for that? No. So yeah, y'all, I'm literally living with the enemy. That's just what this video is about to be titled. I'm living with the fucking enemy at this point. I'm living with the enemy. So I want y'all, right? And I want y'all to give me y'all honest opinion. After I told you this whole situation, you decide for yourself. Does it seem like they really give a fuck about me? Does it seem like they really care about my birthday? Knowing my birthday's in 3 days? Does it seem like they really give a fuck? Knowing my mom knows I gotta go to work. She's telling me this shit at 8 o'clock. I gotta be out the door by 8 o'clock. And she decides to full on have a argument with me about her fuck ass feelings. About her feelings, because she feels a way based off of something I'm reaction. When you do something to somebody, you can't control somebody's reaction. If I slap you on the back of your head and you slap me back, I can't be mad because bitch, I slapped you on the back of your head. You can't control somebody's reaction after you did something to them. If I tell my little brother to shut up and he decides he doesn't want to speak to me anymore, I gotta take that L. It feels like I'm living in a twilight zone. Like I'm being gaslit on a daily about bullshit. So now, not only am I evil because I was telling my little brother to be quiet, but now I'm even more evil because I'm keeping to myself. I can't do shit. I'm talking, it's a problem. I'm not talking, it's a problem. Fuck both of y'all at this point. Every child has a different version of their mom. My therapist told me this. My husband experienced his mom completely different than what his siblings have. That's what I'm saying. I feel like me and my siblings got a similar version of my mom, but like, I definitely got the more ruthless one. I got the ruthless version of my mom. They got the version of my mom that's protecting them no matter what. I got the one that used to beat me with a belt over little shit. That's the version I got. I didn't get this nice, kind mother that always wants to defend you. My mom barely defends me at all. At all. She didn't defend me when it came to my stepdad. She don't defend me at all. They got the protector. I got the villain. I got the one that's doing the opposite of protecting me. I got the one that's harming me. You know? And she's like, oh, just because you're going through something doesn't mean that you have to take it out on everybody else. I'm not taking it out on everybody else. You know, after that whole situation, my little brother came to me. He gave me a hug. I gave him a hug as well. Like, I'm not taking it out on nobody. My little sister came to me the next day. She gave me a hug. I gave her a hug as well. I asked her how was school. Like, what are you talking about? Every time I express something that's other than happiness or content, she has an issue. Stop trying to control my emotions when you can't even control your own, because that's the real tea. You try to clock my tea talking about I'm unhappy with my life. You're bipolar. Like, and you project your emotions onto me, just like how you project your emotions onto my little brother. And you said that, oh, what he thought that what I said was mean, when really it was you that thought it was mean. She's not a good mom, but you can forget about her. Unfortunately, I live with her. I feel like I'll never be able to fully heal and move on with my life until I leave. And that's my plan, y'all. I'm not going to say too much because you never know who's lurking around watching. But my plan is to get the fuck up out of here as soon as possible, ASAP. Because this is dangerous for my mental health. I can't even properly assist. Like, you know what I mean? I can't even properly get into my new job because I'm dealing with all this shit at home. The day your mama asks you for help with your brother 12 years later, please don't fall for that. Hell no. I promise y'all, every time she does this shit to me, I just be thinking, yo, you going in a nursing home. Like, you better pray. You better pray my younger brother and sister are old enough to take care of you at that point, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm telling y'all, give me 3 months. Give me 3 months. If I don't have my own car, at the very least, your girl's gonna have her own apartment. I promise you. This job I got and my consistency, I'm gonna have my own apartment. I promise you. I would never do that to my own child. I completely agree, y'all. Whenever this shit happens to me, I just think about my future kids and how I would never do this to them. Even if we get in an argument, I'm never gonna look my kid in the eye and be like, oh, well, just because you're not happy with your life mean that, oh, like, you know, I'm good, sis. Like, I'm good. I don't know about you, but I'm good. Okay, sis. And when you go to church and you speak with God, whatever God you're speaking to, ask him about the situation and let him know, like, ask for his opinion. And I promise you, that's going to tell you all you need to know. Ask God about his opinion. She told him about she gave the situation to God. Are you sure? You sure you gave this situation to God? Because it looked like it's pretty much in hell. You taking it to hell right now. I don't know if you gave it to God. Your mom doing that tit for tat in a conversation with her literal daughter, so she is not emotionally invested in you as she should be. That's what I'm saying. They don't understand that. They think when I say, oh, y'all don't care about me, they talking about financial shit, physical shit, like monetary shit. I'm talking about emotional wise. Y'all don't care about me. Emotional. I asked my mom to have empathy for me. She said, oh, you want me to baby you? I've never asked to be babied. I'm not the lovey-dovey, ushy-gushy type. I never asked to be babied. So I just stopped asking. You know, literally, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I literally healed myself. I was healing myself, my sacral chakra, and I was like, yo, I crave that maternal energy, but I'm obviously not going to get it from my mom. So I'm going to provide it for myself. I don't need a mother, bitch. I'm my own mother. I don't need a father because I have to be my own father. The firstborn will never get the acknowledgement because that means the parent will have to acknowledge all of their mistakes. Exactly. And you know what? She gave me an apology for all her wrongdoings, but at this point, I'm starting to question that apology. Like, because she literally admitted, she was like, she basically apologized just because, you know, whatever. Like, she didn't apologize because she thought she did anything wrong. She told me that. She said she just apologized because some other reason. Is disrespectful when you start speaking up for yourself. Exactly. All of a sudden, I'm disrespectful. I'm disrespectful. This is borderline disrespect. I didn't call y'all out y'all name. I didn't curse at y'all. They talking about me cursing in an argument because y'all, all I said was fucking shit. I said y'all don't fucking care about me. I'm tired of this shit. I'm about to be 20 years old. That's not cursing at you. That's cursing in an argument. And they do it all the time with me. They do it all the time. My husband's mom never defended him, but she would always defend his youngest brother. His brother's 22, doesn't clean the bathroom, doesn't wash the dishes. Yup.